Everyone, welcome to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Keith, and today we are going to talk about the overall vibe of 2025. So, previously, I did an episode on how this year I'm setting goals very differently. It's all about experiences that I want to have, memories that I want to make versus things that I want just because. It's like bringing more purpose and meaning behind the type of life that I want to live and the things that I want to manifest. And I've been hearing a lot of people on TikTok talking about rebranding your life. And I really like this idea, okay? Because it's like, where in your life are you settling? Are you, settling for the brand you don't really want instead of what you really wish you could have? And I think that when you look at like your identity and how you're being, the way that you're showing up, it's a direct reflection of what you're manifesting because manifesting isn't about doing, it's about being. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. And so if you're putting out the vibration of always settling, you're going to keep manifesting situations where you're always settling. And so I think it's really cool to just think about the overall vibe for 2025 and what you want that to be like. How do you want to feel? Think about what you want your day to day to look like and feel like. Like, what do you want to experience just on your everyday, like average day when you wake up in the morning? How do you want to feel? What do you want to experience? How do you want the day to progress? Like, think more about that, about the overall vibe of just the mundane and the ordinary. And think about like the essence of that, the essence or vibe of that. Like what keeps coming through for you? Is there a certain word, a certain feeling that keeps coming up? Take that and make that your word or phrase of the year. I love having like a word or phrase of the year that kind of sums up the year as a whole. Um, Mine this year is being present. I just want to be present. I want to be off my phone more. I want to be fully immersed in the moment. I want to fully enjoy these last few years before my kids are grown and actually remember them and it not to just be a blur because I wasn't fully there experiencing it. And it's a lot easier said than done. This is something that I really need to work on. And that's why I'm making it my phrase of the year because I know it's going to be on the top of my mind and I'm going to be a little more consciously aware of it than just going through the motions on autopilot. So kind of think about overall what you want that vibe to be and give it a name. Name the feeling, the experience, whatever that big overarching goal is. Give that a name for the year. And you're going to really focus on that. And that goes with that Misogi goal that I talked about in the previous episode, where you have this one life defining experience. And this is going to be sort of like the vibe that goes along with this, the vibe that explains what 2025 was. Okay. And then next, we're going to talk about identity. So, like I said, in order to manifest, you have to show up as the person that already has it. You have to align energetically before it's here materially. And I think a fun way to do this is to come up with kind of like an alter ego that represents the next level version of you. Okay. So, like a Stephanie 2.0, or like just, something that represents like this version of you that you're stepping into that has the qualities and carries herself the way that you want to in order to achieve these goals. So you're going to think about like, how does this version of me, how does she carry herself? How does she show up in the world and show up for the people that she loves and cares about? What does she believe about herself? What does she believe about the world? What does she tolerate? And what does she not tolerate? Like what will she absolutely not stand for? And then what stories does she tell about herself? And what stories do you want to replace with new stories, right? So we all tell stories about ourselves. We might say, "Oh, I'm not good at technology, so I could never run an app," or "I'm just not good on social media, so I could never have a social media page and like build an audience." I hear that so often from people. "I'm just not good on social media." And I'm like, well, you're not good because that's a story you're telling yourself, and you keep reinforcing it by saying that. Or, "I'm too old for this." Or like, "I'm a mom, so I can't." It's like we tell these stories all the time, whether we're consciously aware of them or not. So here's where you want to become consciously aware of the stories that you have been telling about yourself that are keeping you stuck in this place of stagnation where you're not growing, you're not manifesting the things you want to manifest. So they're essentially limitations that you've just believed at some point in your mind, and therefore they have power. But the moment you become consciously aware of these stories is when you have the power to consciously change them and say, "You know what? That is not the story of Stephanie 2.0 or whatever you're stepping into." The story of Stephanie 2.0 is that she is good at tech and she's very resourceful and can figure it out. She is absolutely willing to be committed to growing an audience on social media. And so she's going to learn and she's going to grow because she's going to show up every day because she's confident and she knows that if she's dedicated, she's going to make gains. It's like just shifting things a little bit and bringing awareness, shining a light on the things that have been holding you back for years. Next, let's get into health. So, everything is energy, and everything we want to manifest, we need to manifest energetically first. And so, the way that I look at health is what is going to drain my energy and what's going to amplify my energy. So there's things that are going to feed my energy, there's things that are going to drain my energy. And one of the biggest things that I have done to shift my energy is working out, which my entire life, I never worked out. I was never into sports. And it was a story I told myself. I'm not athletic. I'm not good at sports. I'm not strong. Like all of these stories that I just made up when really I never even tried. Like I never even gave it a shot to see if I was good at things, if I enjoyed it. And after I had Aiden, my third, I just didn't feel good about my body. I was in physical pain like crazy, and I really had to do something because I was like, I'm not going to live like this, where I feel like this every single day. And I had gotten into working out before that in various times, but then, getting pregnant, it's like I just kind of put it on the back burner. But anyhow, what really helped me after Aiden is I found this account on YouTube, and she has all these free like workout plans, and her YouTube name is Nourish Move Love. And she has these 20-minute challenges. She has another one that's starting this year that I'm going to do. And that's what I started with. I was like, anyone can find 20 minutes in their day to do something good for their body and their health. So that's what got me into this routine, was having like an entire plan that tells me exactly what I need to do. And what I didn't realize getting into this is how much it would shift my energy. So if I am having an off day where I'm in a bitchy mood or I'm tired and drained, every single time it's a day that I skipped working out. And if I work out, I feel better every single time. There is not a time where I worked out and did not feel better energetically. Like I just feel like I can accomplish anything. There is something to it. It amplifies your energetic state. And I think we're meant to move our bodies. And when you're feeling really stuck in life with anything, whether it's a creative block, you're feeling stuck in a relationship, you're feeling stuck not knowing what to do next, move your body. You have stagnant energy. And if you move through that by moving your body, whether it's going for a walk or exercising or dancing or whatever, if you just start moving through that energy, I guarantee things will start moving in your life and you'll get out of that stagnant state. So, yes, it's good for your health and everything else, but energetically, I can't not do it now because I know what it's like to feel this way and to have this level of energy. And so now it's like a really good motivator to keep doing that because like I said, on the days I skip it, I do not feel my best energetically. It really is a noticeable difference. So that's something I'm committing to. And I would find just some way to move your body, move through that energy, do something really good for your overall well being. So let's move on now to relationships. Okay. This is a big one, both with friendships, with romantic relationships, just relationships in general. The people in your life are going to have an effect on your overall vibe and energy. And so it can be overlooked a lot, but you can do things to get intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with and how you want to show up in that situation. Okay. So, what got me thinking about this was I was listening to a body language expert. Her name's Vanessa Van Edwards. And she was explaining how they've actually done studies on likable people or like popular people. And the one thing that differentiated them from everyone else is that they genuinely liked people. And that was totally unexpected. Like I thought she was going to bring up like some people are outgoing or more talkative or whatever. Had nothing to do with any of those things. It was the people that genuinely liked other people that attracted people to them. And it's like, duh, like law of attraction basics, right? If you want people to like you and you want to be magnetic, that's not going to happen if you don't like other people because you're putting out energy that you don't like other people. But if you put out energy that you love being around people, people are going to flock to you, right? And so it's all about the energy that you're putting out is the energy that people are going to be picking up on. And what she got into was she was saying that you're giving these small, subtle cues subconsciously, and it's letting people know how they should respond to you. It's letting them know if you're open and friendly and someone they could trust. It's letting them know if you're putting your guard up and therefore they should have their guard up too. And so instead of thinking about how you want people in your life to change, like it's so easy to do that with a spouse or like a situation that maybe you're like, I wish they were more like this or like that. Think about how you can shift your energy and the way that you're approaching them, and therefore they're going to respond to that energy. So, like, you take the lead in that situation and get intentional about the way that you're going to show up. If you want your house to feel more warm and, you want to communicate more and you want things to just be more fun and there's more laughter, like you initiate that, make that an intention that you're going to show up energetically that way to create the tone, set the tone for your house or your relationship or your workplace or wherever it is. And then, get intentional about surrounding yourself with the right people, people that have similar goals as you, people that have the type of mindset that you enjoy being around. So, a goal that I started in 2024 and actually stuck to is going to be continued in 2025. And it's funny because I was just talking to my friend about this. We started this monthly girls brunch. So like we'll pick a Sunday in the month and we'll get all dressed up and we'll go out to brunch. And it's just fun. And it's such a difference in like how I feel having a group of people that will listen, that I could talk to, that are supportive. I think it's really important. I think we underestimate friendships in adulthood and just how important they are. And I think, if you can set an intention for the types of people that you want to be around, that you genuinely like and they genuinely like you, and you have the same interests and hobbies and goals and things like that, it makes such a big difference. So we're going to continue like our monthly brunch, but like we're going to add in girls' night out and stuff. And we were talking about that the other day because I was like, that was such a highlight of 2024. And my friend's like, we need more of that. We need more like girls' nights out and just planning different things. So that's something that, it requires a little bit of effort and planning, but it's made a really big difference in my overall vibe. So definitely something I'm going to continue. And then going all in on the mastermind. So I started the Quantum Catalyst Mastermind. That's a big goal of mine around just mastering quantum manifestation and continually expanding my consciousness and expanding spiritually. And this is a place where people are going through it with me. It's like-minded people. We're going through it together, and I'm going to go all in on it. So those are like my two goals. And I would just look at where in your life can you find people that are aligned with the vibe that you want to have for 2025 and just start planning some things. Join a mastermind, join a Facebook group, join something in your town where you're going to meet people in person. And it really can make a huge difference. Okay, purpose and creativity. I really want to talk about this because I think this is going to be a huge thing for 2025 since we're in the age of Aquarius. Everyone's going to be searching for purpose. It's going to be a thing. If you haven't felt it yet, you're going to really start stepping more fully into your purpose and going down that path of discovering that. And I think creativity is the key because creativity is going to turn on the right hemisphere of your brain, which is going to open up your intuition. It's going to make your connection more clear to cues from your higher self, from the universe. And it's really the part where creativity and imagination lie. So that's how you can activate it. And this is linked to like a reduction in anxiety and stress. So it's really important, and we're not encouraged to be creative in our society. But I think moving forward, that's going to be a thing. Purpose and creativity is going to be a trend. So, what can you do to tap into creativity more? Like, what's something creative that you enjoy, or maybe you enjoyed doing when you were a kid and you haven't done it in years? Think about anything that can get that right side of the brain activated. So, not the logical, strategic side. We're talking about the imaginative side, the side of creativity and manifestation. And think about how you can bring that through in 2025 and tap into that. Make some time for that. And it could be anything. It could be, coloring with your kids, drawing or painting. For me, like writing is a big thing. And hell, maybe 2025 will be the year my next book is born. But like, how are you going to express yourself creatively? What can you do to tap into the right side of the brain? And then I want to touch on finances, and I'm leaving finances for the end because I feel like we're shifting into this abundance era where it's going to get better financially for everyone. I really truly believe this. But I also think part of like this age of Aquarius is having more of a purpose and meaning behind what we're manifesting. So not wanting money just for the sake of wanting money, but wanting it for something specific, like the lifestyle that you want, or the freedom and stability that you want to achieve, or buying the home that you've been wanting for a long time, but not just having some arbitrary amount just to have it. Because like, how many times have you heard people say, I want to manifest $1 million? really, like, what are you going to use that for? What is that going to give you that you don't currently have? And sometimes when we actually write it out and think about it, it's very different than what we think because in our mind, we'll think all these different things, but when you actually write it out, you might realize you don't actually need $1 million. Like you could start living that lifestyle with far less than that. And so here's what I would recommend. I think it's a great practice to just be aware of your finances. A lot of people don't even look at them. I was one of those people for a long time. Become very aware of where you're spending money and where you're making money and how much that is. And think about at the very beginning when I said, what do you want your day to day to be? What do you want the vibe to be? What do you want your overall lifestyle to be? And how much more is that going to cost you financially? So let's say you want to quit your day job. Obviously, that's going to be a big expense. Like you're going to need to make up that money somehow. How much is that? What bills do you have? Is there going to be an extra bill that you're going to add in this year to achieve the lifestyle you want to live? Get really clear on where you're spending money and what that total amount is every month. And I guarantee it's going to be a lot less than what your mind is making it up to be. And it's going to give you a solid goal to achieve so that when you know, okay, this is how much I need to make to live this lifestyle, this vibe that I want for 2025, you will be blown away by how hard your subconscious is going to go to work to find ways to make that amount of money. It's insane. Every time I've done this, and I have an exact amount and I have a reason I want it, I my subconscious, I don't even have to consciously think about it. My subconscious will just start showing me things like opportunities that were always there will just start showing up to make that amount of money. And so it's really a good practice to do and to gain control over your finances and to just feel like you're in the driver's seat of it. And, you can manifest what you need because there's always abundance. And if you just have that mindset and you're paying attention, you'll be amazed at what will come through. So I just suggest everyone pays attention to their money, down to the dollar. Like how much is going out, how much is coming in every single month, and where do you want to be? Get a clear amount. So, if you want an entire full guided workbook that has 25 journal prompts for the new year, along with my manifestation reset subliminal, my manifestation ritual for the new year, you can get it in the Manifest It Now app. And inside the Manifest It Now app, I made a brand new section called Manifestation Reset. And that's where I have all these tools that I'm using for the new year. So you have the workbook, the subliminal, the ritual, and it's all just things to help you gain clarity around what you want and call it in. And so a big part of this is once you're getting that clarity and you're kind of going through and planning your year, is detachment, to let go of it, to trust that you placed your order with the universe and now you just need to focus on your energy, focus on feeling good, tune into your creativity and, move through that energy and it'll happen. I think it's when we start obsessing over it that we start repelling it. So, don't bring the crazy, stalker energy to your goals. Just trust that you got clear on what you wanted because you wrote it down. The universe has your order. And now you're going to focus on your identity and your energy and just making it the best that you possibly can. Feel as best as you possibly can because when you feel it is when it manifests energetically, therefore it can manifest in the material realm. So I hope that helps. Just take things a little bit deeper for those of you that wanted some more goals and clarity for the new year. It's always fun to do that. And if you haven't checked out the other episode that I did on manifesting experiences and memories, that's such a big thing for me this year. You can go and listen to that. I did that last week. And I hope that you're having an amazing, abundant new year. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you back here next time.